Hi, my name is Kelsey Gilchrist, and I am a student at James Madison University, and I have proposed to direct the play Tribes here on campus. What I really love about American Sign Language is how expressive it is, and I am so passionate about theater, and I'm so passionate about American Sign Language, and I just love how well the two of these things can connect and really create something visually extraordinary.
Taking theater and politicizing it without weaponizing it in the way that Tribes works so well, we're creating a conversation that has been completely ignored for a significant portion of JMU's history. Before Tribes was proposed, I have to admit that I was ignorant. I was vaguely aware of ASL in relation to Helen Keller. I knew that it was the way of communication for deaf people who were American. I didn't know deaf culture existed. I didn't know that there was a community that revolved around being deaf, and I have to say, in hindsight, that's a glaring oversight on my part as a dramaturg and as an artist.
When you watch theater and you meet people that remind you of the shows that you've seen, you feel like you understand their experience a little bit more than you did before you saw that show.
I think this type of theater really showcases people's experiences honestly, and I think an audience can be incredibly moved by that experience and have it resonate with them. Even if they're not deaf or even if they're not hearing, they can relate to those experiences that they're seeing on stage.
When you are physically present to an experience, it just changes the way that you relate to that experience.
This play appeals to the humanness in everybody, and it allows people who are not deaf to empathize with deaf people. Theater is a gateway into a new reality. After learning lessons through watching a play, you can decide to make a difference and do something differently after you've seen that show.
And then obviously as an actor, you're constantly being asked to embody other points of view, other worlds of experience, other communities of people. And so I would have to believe that opportunity and art of embodying the other would expand our compassion and our ability to engage with other kinds of people.
Well, I was incredibly fortunate to travel to Los Angeles, funded by the university, to go see Spring Awakening at Deaf West. And it was the most amazing experience I've ever had, and a really emotional, vulnerable experience. And I got the chance to learn kind of how this theater can change people's lives, because it changed mine, and I could tell that it changed the lives of a lot of the audience around me. And so that's when I decided that Tribes was such an important show to do on this campus, because if Spring Awakening at Deaf West could do that for me, then what could I do at JMU?
Theater allows us to see different perspectives from the lives of different people. And then you kind of understand in a different way how to connect with them. And I think that's why theater matters, and that's how theater can make a change.
My name is Mary Catherine Johnson, and I last spring was in a play called Clybourne Park. My character's name was Betsy, and Kelsey Gilchrist was our deaf culture consultant. I love the idea of continuing to work with them in the arts and find new ways to devise how we're going to tell our stories together. And so I think that the deaf community and the hearing community are going to really continue to grow together and intertwine by using methods like with what Kelsey taught me during the show.
And that is how an audience is changed. That's how they walk out of the theater feeling different and feeling emotional or however they might feel, is because you've taken them to another place and you've shown them a community you've never shown them before. That somehow, even if they're different from you, they relate to something that you're going through or to an experience you've had. And that's where the change happens.